see. All right. Well, welcome to our Tuesday night team training. We've got several jewels on here, and we kind of combined as a team to just work smarter. And we are excited to share. we learned some really good stuff at Emerald Extravaganza. We just got back from that. It was wonderful, wonderful. And I can't wait for more of you guys to be there with us next year. But before we get going, I'll pray real quick, and then we will turn it over to Amy, and she's going to share some stuff. But first, let's pray. Father, I thank you for today. I thank you for everyone that is here. Lord, please let this time be special. Let it be a blessing to everyone, and just let us all go away from this encouraged and determined that we are going to do the best that we can with what you've given us. And bless this evening. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. All right. So Amy, Lynn Allen, in your robe, go ahead.
Hey guys. Okay, so I know most of y'all very well, so I didn't feel weird getting on here in a robe. I try and keep it real, as y'all know. So anyways, I am so excited to see all of you. I feel like we haven't done a team call. Hi Amanda, just saw you pop on. We haven't done a team call in a couple weeks because we were in Hawaii. So we were just so excited to reconnect with y'all and just share a little glimpse into what Plexus did for us, because as y'all know, if you're on this call, we believe in you, and we know that if you stick with this, if you're committed to this, it doesn't matter how long it takes you, but you will be in Hawaii with us. If you took time out of your night to get on this call with us, it means that you care about your business and that you're committed to working this. Guys, I get that not all of you can work as much as us. You know what I mean? Like maybe you work a job full time. Maybe you're in the throes of having a brand new baby, or whatever it is that you feel like, you can only give Plexus 2 hours a day of your time, or whatever it is. But just know that if you consistently work this business, you will get to jewel level. I 100% believe that. I believe that if you work 2 hours a day for the next 4 years, you will be an Emerald ambassador or more, because people will see you and they will know that you're committed if you stick with this, guys. When you stick with something, Diana Davis, for example, she has had a business for I don't know how many years in Seward, Alaska. Do you know that everybody knows Diana Davis? Everyone knows that she's committed to her business, and her customers are longtime people that have been loyal to her forever. Her name is known in the community. When people think of, tax time and payroll and all of those words, you know what they think of? Diana Davis. So do people think of you when they think Plexus? Okay, that's what they have to think. Do not be wishy-washy. Do not look at me or Stephanie or Liz or anyone else and compare yourself. Do not do that. If you're a silver ambassador on this call, that's great. If you're a silver ambassador for the next year or two, who cares? You know what? You're making enough money to pay for your products. You're helping one person or more with their journey. If you alone just had your amazing testimony, that's it. That's it. Wouldn't it be worth it? Plexus has changed my life. It's made me a better mom and a better wife. Thank God that I decided to share this opportunity, and I'm so thankful I did. But I would still take these products every single day, even if I did not work this business. So I want y'all to commit. I want you to draw your line in the sand. We wrote your names in Hawaii, took time out of our trip because we truly believe that we are only there because of you. We truly believe that Hawaii was only possible because of our amazing teams. I can't get to Hawaii by myself. Are you kidding me? I need a big, massive support system, a big team, lots of people coming together for a common purpose, okay? So you work hard, you get people underneath you that have the same commitment, the same belief, and you work, and you keep your mind and your eyes straight ahead, laser focused, read some good books. Okay, when your uplines that are on this call post things, watch the videos. Okay, do the work. Spend 1 to 2, 3 hours a day, whatever you can do in the nooks and crannies of your life to work this business, because you will be so happy you did when you start helping your family make some income, and when you start seeing people have life-changing results, getting off their diabetes meds, getting, their autoimmune diseases going down, losing weight, feeling better, their chronic fatigue going away, name it. Guys, if I unmuted all of you right now, one at a time, obviously, and y'all were allowed to share your stories, wouldn't it have such an impact on you? But what happens is we start thinking, one person talks about die off and you're like, ugh, And then another person says, I have a headache all the time. Ugh. And you start questioning and doubting. You cannot question and doubt this company, these products, or this business. You have to have 100% belief if you want to make it to Hawaii. 100% belief. Okay. I will tell y'all that when Stephanie told me about Plexus, if she would have told me, Amy, you're going to be in Hawaii, I was living there, so I guess that's not very huge. But if she would have told me I was going to win a free trip, for me and my spouse and stay at the Four Seasons Hotel, I would have laughed at her, okay? Because, guys, we stayed at the Motel 6, all 9 of us, like crammed into one room to save money, okay? We did not go to the Four Seasons where it's $800 a night, have 2 separate rooms, and for 8 or 9 days. Guys, this is unheard of. What business can you be in where they treat you like this? My husband made bank for the car dealership, and he would get a ham at Christmas. A ham! I mean, can you not think of something better than that? So Plexus is so generous. It is so generous. And you're working for the #1 health and wellness company, the fastest growing company. The next 3 years, we're set to have our highest growth. So are you going to be a part of that? Or are you going to put your eyes somewhere else and think, oh, I've been a silver for a year, and even those 3 people have dropped off, and now I'm not even a silver, so I quit. No, do not do that, because people are watching you. Okay, they're watching you. And I promise you that when we talk about this, we always say, if they would just listen to us, if they would just do the work. And you know why? Because I was the dummy that told Stephanie, this is crazy. Guys, I was like a senior Ruby telling Stephanie, this is never going to happen. This is never going to happen. As a senior Ruby, I was still doubting. When those doubts come in your head, push them away. Okay? Don't believe that negativity. You have to grow as a person to actually step outside your comfort zone, and you will grow in ways that you would not even imagine. I would never imagine that I'd be on this call talking to y'all. Okay? Like never. I would never think I would just get on calls and talk to people. I would never think I'd have 10,000 followers on a Facebook. Like, I wasn't even on Facebook. Ask Stephanie. I was like, I got on Facebook very reluctantly. So that could be you. But guys, you have this platform for a reason. You joined Plexus for a reason. So keep those positive thoughts at the forefront and just focus. You want to get to Hawaii, you have to do the hard stuff, but it's worth it. The hard stuff, I'm not asking you to get in your car and drive an hour commute to a job that you hate and work for somebody you don't like and stay there for 40 hours a week and come home. I'm just asking you for 1, 2, 3 hours a day consistently of posting 100% belief. Okay? No wishy-washy, no don't be embarrassed. Okay? When you are embarrassed and not confident about these products or the business opportunity, if that scares you a little bit, you have to grow into that. Okay? But are you actively taking a role to grow where you can speak confidently? Okay, people do not want to follow people that are wishy-washy or not 100% in. Does that make sense? So to get to Hawaii, we want y'all to do the hard things. That means watch the videos, work on your own. I was telling Stephanie the other day, like we offer all these trainings. When we joined, there was like nothing, right, Liz? Like what was there? There was like nothing. Stephanie and I would work and create things, and Liz, and we would create all these trainings and stuff, but we made it. Okay, so now there is so much information at your fingertips. YouTube, all the team pages, all of these team calls. You could literally watch videos for 8 hours a day and never get through all the Plexus videos, just learning about products and business. So if you want this, you have to devote time into this. So picture yourself walking on the beaches in Hawaii, watching the sunset go down, sitting at the Four Seasons adult only pool. I see all of y'all have kids. Okay, adult only pool. No kids crying, no noise. People walking around with trays serving you bite-sized brownies and chocolate dipped strawberries and for free. Okay? Spraying you with Evian. Would you like your sunglasses cleaned, Mrs. Paul? Like, how do they always know my name? Are there cameras everywhere? I don't know. But I'm just letting you know, they called me by my name. They knew my kids' names. Guys, they knew my kids' names. So my kids walked into the room. They had stuffed animals. They had their names with like these little sponges cut out. Every day they gave them treats, homemade cookies, and organic juice boxes and all of this stuff. And I was like, who am I? While we were there, 3 movie stars were there. 3. Not that I know. They're like, hey, there's this guy. I don't know who he was. So, an NBA player. Did you see them stuff? People were posting crazy pictures. Yeah. And you're looking there. And I'm sitting at the Four Seasons looking around like, I wonder what these people do. How do they have enough money to stay here? Like literally, I don't even feel like I'm one of those people, guys. Like I don't feel that way about myself. So I'm sitting at the Four Seasons and there's this guy and he literally, his whole body was covered in tattoos. I'm not a stereotype person, but I had to think, is he like the head like of a gang in California? And I was like, I just wanted to go up to everybody and say like, how do you earn all your money? It was fascinating watching these people at the Four Seasons Hotel thinking I'm one of these people. Like my kids, they're probably looking at me thinking, how did these people bring their kids to the Four Seasons? Okay. Plexus does that for you. Plexus turns your life and gives you opportunities. And I like to say it's God because I literally never would have done this business, but crack me up. So I think it's God that did this because it's so out of my comfort zone. And it's been really hard for me to embrace that you can make this kind of money as a Christian and actually like serve the Lord with that. And so before I was in such a box where I might have looked down on people like that. And now I don't. Do you see how God has grown me with this business called Plexus? But I had to step outside my comfort zone. I had to read self-development books. I had to, just learn things. I had to basically die to self and realize that I needed to be moldable. So are you moldable? Are you coachable? If I reach out to you and say, listen, maybe your influence isn't really there. Are you willing to do a book club? Are you willing to step out of your comfort zone and get on a Zoom for 45 minutes? Are you willing to give up Netflix and get on a Zoom for 45 minutes? Are you willing? Like all of these things, guys, will help you grow. And in the end, it is so much better. So I want you to dream a little bit about Hawaii. I know we are the Hawaii team, so there's a lot of people from Hawaii on here, but I want you to dream of that free trip, getting to take your spouse, getting to take your mom, your dad, your kids on something, getting on first class, on a plane and, being served and going to the Four Seasons. Like dream big and do not give up on your dreams and realize that this opportunity is not for a select few. There were 100 jewels at the Four Seasons and 500 jewels at the Grand Wailea. And we're set to have our largest growth in the next 3 years. Do you know how huge that is? It's huge. Our company is so new. Liz has been in longer than any of us. And she will tell you, she's going to get on here and explain to you. I would like you, Liz, she hates bragging on herself, but tell us how many people you have on your team. Just real quick, unmute. How many thousands of people do you have on your team?
I think we have about 45,000 on our team. And then out of that, we have about 60 joules.
So 60 joules?
Yeah.
How old are you?
30.
Do y'all hear that? Is that not literally insane? Insane. It's insanity that she's 30 years old, 45,000 people on her team. Think of the lives she has impacted. Think of the lives she has impacted because and Liz is one of the quietest, nicest, most humble people ever. And she did this, guys. She's not like, I'm the woman. She's not in your face. Every one of us, me, her, and Stephanie, Marion on here, Amanda, I'm looking at people on here. We are all so different and we are all successful. We are not cookie cutters. We are all different, all personalities, all shapes, all sizes, all different backgrounds, and we were successful. So do not give up on your dreams. I love you and I'm pushing for you. Thank you so much for listening to me and helping you giving you a little glimpse of our Hawaii trip. Love you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy. Seriously, she has a gift for inspiring you to see the vision. It was so surreal to go to Hawaii. You pull up and they come out to your vehicle and then they give you these leis to put around your neck and they bring you in and then they offer you this chilled, lemonade and a chilled lavender cloth to refresh yourself while you're checking in. And then you go up to the room. They had the babies' little names written out and their little sandbox toys. I mean, all these things that they gave you. It was just so much a step above anything that we had ever gone to. We were like Amy with the whole like Motel 6, and if we were living big, it was Best Western, you know, like they have a pool. And now here we are going to Hawaii, where there was like 7 or 8 pools on the resort, and then there was 11 at Grand Wailea, and we could go to either of them. The Grand Wailea had all these like rivers and stuff for the kids to play on, and like a Tarzan swing and all kinds of stuff. I mean, so family oriented, so family oriented. Where can you, okay, so Mir said this, success loves speed, but imagine if you only hit 1 rank a year. So you could be like, oh, wow, that's seriously depressing. But imagine if you only hit 1 rank a year. In 7 years, you would be a diamond. 7 years, you would be a diamond, making well over 6 figures a year. Wouldn't that be worth it? Wouldn't that be worth it? So don't quit, guys. Do not quit. These next few years, this is going to be where the big growth is, where our name is becoming more and more common, and people are knowing of Plexus, and they are looking for someone that is sincere, that is genuine, that they know is committed to this business, that they can connect with and be like, okay, I want to try it from you. Okay, I want to work this business, because they've been watching you and they see that you're not quitting and trying 2 and 3 other things in this entire year. You know, oh, she was doing that, but oh, wait, no, she's doing this now. Oh, wait, what is she doing? Be clear with what you are, with who you are. And so why Plexus is doing so incredible is because of our products. And so I want to share some information that we got from our training with you guys. And so this is like the green, the nerdy part of questions. And Amy's like, shoot me. Let me grab my little man real quick.
And with that, I'm logging off. No, I really do have to go. But I could listen to Stephanie talk products all day. But I thought that was funny. Okay. I love you guys.
All right. We'll see you, Amy. Okay. So with our products that we have, okay, we have so many different things that really set us apart from other companies out there. And I'm not going to go into them all. They've been posted in the team page. But some of the things that I wanted to share that really stood out to me is, I have my notes here, so I'm going to be looking up and down. But we have scientists that select specific ingredients. Okay, so when you say that, you're not just going out into the field and, you know, picking your aloe, okay? Because if you have a rainy season, plants, God created them to be pretty incredible, where if it's a rainy season, they can create more antibodies to protect their roots from the rain. Or if it's a dry season, they can create different, you know, phytochemicals and stuff to help them preserve their water, different things like that. So when Plexus says, here is our X factor, this is what is in it, you know, they have actually tested the plant to make sure that it's exactly the potency that it's supposed to be before they give you that bottle. And so, you know, they hear that from the manufacturer, then they test it themselves, then they take the final product once it's all done and they go to a outside source, this third-party lab, and they test it again to make sure that the purity is there. So when you're giving somebody this, you can know that it says exactly what is in there, and it is truly what is in the bottle. Something else that I really appreciate is that they are capsules. How many people do we know they're like, I can't swallow pills? Well, you know what? You don't have to with Plexus, because you can open it up, that X factor. I open it all the time for my kids, and I put it in their little slim, and they mix it up, and it's fine. It doesn't have a bad taste to it. That's the original X factor. I guess the other one has a little bit of a flavor to it. So that is something that is really good too, because then children can have these probiotics. Another thing with capsules is that you usually have a faster delivery system, especially with junky stuff from the store, okay, which we don't really want to compare, all right? But when you have a capsule, it dissolves faster, so the nutrients get to your body better instead of possibly just going out into the toilet. Something else with capsules, you do not have the fillers and the binders that you need to produce tablets. So that was really exciting too. I mean, so these are all these little snippets that you can be telling people, and they're just little glimpses of why our products are so incredible. They really put the time and effort out. So you can say like, you know, a lot of people, a lot of companies, they have tablets. Well, if you can't swallow pills, you can just open these up and use them that way. The capsules, they really dissolve quickly, so you are getting the most benefit out of it. So it doesn't have those extra fillers that, you know, tablets have. The potency is exactly what they say it is. They test it in the plant. They test it from the manufacturer. Once the product is completed, they test it again at a third-party source. And then they verify claims with published human clinical studies. So these claims that are on these labels, these have been in human studies, as well as that scientific, high expensive Belgium one that they did, the in vitro testing. So this has all been done on humans. It's real. It's not animal testing. And so what is on the label, the claims, that's true. Okay, it's not something that has been falsified. And as we are getting this new back office out, that's coming. It's around the corner. You're really going to love it. You're really going to love it. All of those studies are in there. So it's going to be so much easier for us to be able to share with someone and say, you know, go to the page. It's going to be right there on the website for everybody to see. And I'll be honest with you, people ask for that, but most of the time they don't even look at the studies. So when you can just say it's right there on the website, they'll be like, oh, okay. And they probably won't even go because they just want to know that it's there for that like peace of mind. Maybe it's kind of like a mental of, okay, is this really real? Or I want to feel smarter than you. But whatever the case, it'll all be available right there. And you can feel more assured when you're telling people about this with all of the things. They are also, this is some hot news that just came out. They are also working on their first published study on Slim, just on Slim. So that is a third party. This is not Plexus having done the study themselves. This is coming from a completely different source, completely outside the company. So that's really exciting because then you can say this is not even from us. This is from someone completely unrelated to us, and they have done this study on Plexus and what it has done. So really, really exciting. And the reason why we have these jewels and why we have these rank ups and why we have people being able to pay for their car payments and be able to pay for their products and groceries is because the products work. These are some of the reasons why they are so effective. They put the extra time and effort in. So if someone is saying, oh, you know, I am not sure that this is working for me, you can be like, you can have full belief that the back history of this has already been done. They just need to give it time. They need to be coachable. Maybe they're not taking the products right. So you need to walk hand in hand with your people and say, okay, how are you taking them? How are things going? Especially if they are a case that they have a lot of things going on. Like find out how much water are they drinking? What are they eating? When are they taking their products? How much time are they sleeping each night? Do they have medications they're taking? When are they taking them? What kind of medications are they? All of these things can play a factor because if you have, say, you know, thyroid issues and you're taking your thyroid medication at the same time as your Plexus, those, you're not going to get as much effect out of either of them, okay? And the doctors tell you thyroid medication needs to be taken even separate from your food. So this is where being that ambassador, being that friend to them and following up because you know that these products are pure, you know that they are potent, and what is on that bottle, what is on that label is in the bottle. Something else that I really love is for their manufacturing is that they are certified, which is GMP. So what that means is it's good manufacturing practices. And so these facilities that are this GMP, they adhere to the FDA and USP regulations for food and all of that for safety. So when someone asks that, you can tell them, and they're not even going to know probably what the GMP means, but you can say, oh, but they go through facilities that are certified by the FDA for their, you know, for their products because of how they're processed, because of how they're used, the quality of them. So that's something else. We conduct annual inspections. We do spot inspections. So what that means is the people or the companies or the farms that we buy from, they don't know we're coming, but we'll just show up, not me, but Plexus just shows up and they'll surprise them and they'll do, hey, we want to do a random inspection, see how things are going. And so they have no notice. So that is really showing whether, okay, these products, these ingredients really are pure, they really are this and that, because they have lists that they go through to make sure that everything is correct. So they do the work, they do the study behind it. Trust the products, trust the process, help your people find what works for them. Make sure they're being consistent, make sure that they are giving it the time that they need, because the work has already been done for you. You just need to be that friend that is following up, that is making sure that everything that you can do for them, work with them. Say, you know what, I want you to just trust me. Just trust me with this. I've seen it over and over. And if you're new, say, you know what, you're part of a team that is growing, that we have the experience. Okay, so if you don't necessarily have the experience yet, you know what, you can say, you know what, my friend Amy, she has over 10,000 people on her team. Or my friend Liz, she has over 45,000 people. I can ask her, but we have never seen, you know, such and such happen in any of these cases. Or, you know, we have the experience. We've seen the testimonies. We've had people that we've worked with. So, bless you, son. Bless you. Okay, so there's independent testing to verify claims for the 100% vegetarian, gluten-free, non-GMO, allergens, things like that. There's a lot of information also in your back office, in like your knowledge base area, where, so people say, okay, is there dairy in the Vital Biome? Those questions and answers are in your back office, okay? All of that information is there, and it's good information. It's like, what is the difference between the Vital Biome and the ProBio 5? When can I take the Vital Biome? Can I open up the capsule? You know, does it have to be refrigerated? Why doesn't it have to be refrigerated? It gives you the ingredient list. Diana, you had posted that somewhere today, and it was just such good information, and it's all there. You know, say, okay, does it have dairy in it? Well, some of the strains of the bacteria are cultured in dairy, but when they actually do the third-party testing, there is no dairy traces found. So, but they have to put it on there because they are trying to be as transparent as possible. Same thing with soy. So all of this stuff is available for you in your back office. It's going to be more and more readily available as we are transitioning into the new back office, which, by the way, looks really nice. So just be patient. Use the products. If you have questions, go to your upline and do your research yourself. Go on Facebook. Go in, you know, the Facebook search bar. You'll find a lot of things there. But have faith, have belief in these products, because when you do, that comes across when you are talking to people, and they can see that she is confident in this. She's not wishy-washy and thinking, oh, I don't know, maybe you could find something better at the store. Oh, I know it's kind of expensive, but, you know, no, be confident in what you have and what the price is, because the price for these is way better than so many other things out there. And I just had a girl the other day, she's like, I'm really surprised at what I'm noticing with the ProBio 5, because I have taken so many other probiotics that were such a higher CFU. But she's seeing the results because of how our products are created, the ingredients that they have in them, how they're put together. It's incredible stuff. So have the belief in it, because that belief transitions over into when you're telling people about the products, when you're telling people about the business. And our products are what create our foundation for our businesses so that we can rank to silver and to gold and to emerald. So build your belief. Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Carl and Elizabeth now, and they are going to share some of the last bits that we learned at Emerald Extravaganza, and I'm really excited for you to hear about it.
Hello, everyone. This is Carl, and I'm so excited to share a little bit about what we learned in just an amazing time that we had in Hawaii last week. First, I just want to brag on Plexus. Just getting to go and be pampered the way they spoiled us was absolutely amazing and truly worth the journey to get there. So it's attainable for all of you. So as Stephanie just shared, they poured into us a lot of information. She just shared about the products. I want to share on a little bit different subject. They had a guest speaker come and talk to all of us there in Hawaii. Her name was Christy White. You may have heard her name. She works for Ramsey Solutions. She has a website and does podcasts and some different coaching and stuff like that. She was awesome to get to see live. I would highly recommend you look her up. So a couple of the things she talked about is you have really two resources in your life, valuable resources. They're money and time. I'm going to talk a little bit about the money part of it that she talked about. Liz will share on the time. So some money facts just right off. Did you know that the average, she shared this stuff with us, the average American is $91,000 in debt. Did you know the number one item that causes divorce is money fights? 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That's really sad. Americans have no money, yet there's a lot of opportunity around us. And then money is immoral. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's your character and how you use it that and what you do with it that determines what it becomes. So keep those things in perspective when you're thinking about money. It's really just the common denominator, everything in your life that helps you accomplish things and live. And it's not the problem. She pointed out it's not a problem how much you make, or it's really what you do with it. So I want to just share a couple things that she shared with us, just ways to manage your money so you have some. It's pretty basic stuff. But first, don't buy stuff that you can't afford. Really, don't buy stuff that you can't afford. And then if you can't afford it, just don't plain buy it. The normal in America is broke, and we don't want to be normal. So dump debt. The voice of debt is regret. Ramsey Solutions or Dave Ramsey's website has some great advice if you're looking to snowball debt, or even Christy White's website, just to manage it. I highly encourage you to go there. I even went there and looked over it after hearing her speak. It's just good to always be refreshing and pouring into yourself, whether it's the products or it's just managing your money. It's just important to always be analyzing that and thinking about it. Two, she said save up, pay cash. Savings really secures your future. It allows you to do things that people that are in debt or individuals just can't do. You don't have the freedom. It lets you have an opportunity that you just don't have. Having savings and freedom is just the total opposite of debt and the total opposite of having oppression. You don't have to worry about it as much. So some of the things you want to save for: emergencies, purchases, retirement. And she goes into a lot more in depth, but those were just a couple that she brought up when speaking with us. And then three, set goals for your money. You don't want your money just floating out there, because anything in life, if you don't have a goal for it, whether it's being intentional and sharing the business, you have to be intentional about those things. So set a goal for your money, be intentional with it, live on a budget, make a budget, and live on less than what you make. One of the neat things or interesting facts that she pointed out is it doesn't matter if you make what a rich person will tell you is if you make just X amount of dollars, they always want to make 2X amount of dollars. So if you make $5, they're looking at somebody else who's making $10, and they're saying they're really the ones that's rich. So you got to keep it in perspective yourself, and that's really important. We don't see a lot of that surrounding us in culture today. John Maxwell, I think, puts it best. He says, a budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. And that really sums it up. And one of the things that she mentioned is, that helps control once you have a budget is, set aside, whether it's $20 or X amount of dollars or a percentage, whatever works for your budget, set aside a little bit to have some fun, reward yourself. And that is a great way to track those small things, fun things. You'll know if you can afford it. And I thought that was really good. And Liz and I talked about that. And we're like, that's something that we can do a little better at too. 4, become and stay debt free. Zig Ziglar says money isn't everything, but it is right up there with oxygen. And that is true. It is just a vehicle that helps us be able to give or live our lives more freely. And when you're in a position of being debt free, it allows you to be able to give and be more free to help others and spend time with your family and loved ones. And financial freedom, this is me putting this in there, it's a game changer. It really is. It changes your life. It changes the opportunities that you are. And this opportunity that Plexus has presented to us with these products and the business model is a game changer. Don't let this pass you by. Be intentional about it, work it, and then take what you earn and invest it and live on a budget and live debt-free. It truly is an amazing opportunity. So just as you would work your Plexus business, like Amy said, month to month, year to year, I would challenge you, and Christy White would too, to live on a budget, take advantage of your financial freedom, because no one else will other than you. And I think I heard Amy say right away, and it prompted me. I read a book a couple of years ago. It's by Dave Ramsey, #1 New York bestselling author. It's called The Legacy Journey. A little bit, I pulled it off the shelf when I heard Amy talk earlier, but it just talks about what money can do for you in the grand scheme of things in your family and how to view it. And I thought it really put it into really good perspective. And so if you're looking for a good read, I would encourage you to read that book. It's more of a long-term goal, wealth planning strategy, and how it can change your life, your family, your kids, and the loved ones around you. And sometimes that gets a little lost in the mix. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Liz, and she's going to continue on here.
Oh, that's so, I'm not a green person at all, but it still is interesting to me to hear, just to hear, what Christy had to say about money and what Stephanie shared about the products. Like, my eyes do glaze over a little bit when it comes to those type of details, but it's still very interesting and still so knowledgeable. And she says, what book was it? It's called The Legacy Journey by Dave Ramsey. And you can get that on Amazon or Dave Ramsey's website. But, something that Christy, she was sharing about, the budgeting and, being debt free and different things in her talk. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's great. That's something to do. And then she talked about time, and that hit home for me, because how are we managing our time? And so she challenged us, like, creating balance in your life. It comes down to what you spend your time on. And, she said life balance isn't a 50-50 split. It's about being 100% present and in the moment. And I think for us, especially as Plexus ambassadors and as moms and as wives and daughters, like, that is so important for us we need to be 100% present, whatever we're doing. So if we're sitting there having dinner with our family and we can't stop looking at our phone, or we can't put our phone down, then, we need to reevaluate. And I challenge, that's not just for, you guys, that's for all of us. That's for Stephanie and me and Amy and all of us, and I just challenge you to think about that. Am I being 100% present when I'm doing something? So whether that's working your Plexus business and that's sitting down, okay, my kids are napping or they're playing, I'm going to sit down for 15 or 20 minutes and be 100% present doing my IPA, and not sitting there doing the scroll on Facebook. And so that just really hit home for me. Life balance isn't doing everything for an equal amount of time. It's doing the right things at the right time. And, for us building our business, and for you guys that are, working on, growing your teams and building your business, things might be a little bit out of balance. You might be taking some time and focusing it more on growing your business right now. And that's okay. But just, again, being present, whatever you're doing, just being that 100% present. Okay, so something she said, what gets in the way of balance? We try to keep up with everything. And so, and I think especially for us that are building businesses and then growing our teams, we see other people that are doing this and doing that. And so we try to do everything. And you know what? That finish line always moves. We never get caught up because the finish line is always moving. So the same thing with, with your money, like, oh, well, what would make you rich? If you made $100,000 a year, would that be enough? And someone that's making 100,000 is going to be like, no, I need to make 200,000. Well, the same with our time. If we had, extra time, would that be enough? No, we always want more because that finish line is always moving. And so just being aware of that and like not saying yes to everything. And I am a yes person. I'm a yellow and yellow blue. And so I say yes to everything. Like someone could ask me to do something and it doesn't matter how much I have going on. I will say yes because I can't say no. So please don't message me and ask me to do anything because I'll say yes. But I'm working on it. And so it's just something that we all, and she has, I'll give you a download that she has at the end, and it's 25 ways to say no. And I was like, I'm going to work on this. I'm going to master this. But anyway, so just encouraging you to always, to that finish line. Okay, so we try to be perfect. Perfect is not real. And especially with us, when we have a family and, we have lots of different things we're involved in, and then we have a business that we're growing. Life isn't going to be perfect. The house isn't always going to be clean. Everything isn't going to be able to get done because we're working and building and growing. And then she encouraged us to like create your vision, figure out what matters to you. So what matters to you? Is it family time? Is it going to the gym? She said, make a list, and she challenged all of us. So we all took 2 minutes and wrote down 10 things that matter to us. What is it that matters to you? And then she said, okay, if you didn't put yourself on the list, then put yourself on the list. Because we tend to do everything for everyone else, but we don't take time for ourselves. And so how can we pour into others when our cup is empty? And so that really was a good reminder that, if we are not pouring into our own personal growth or taking self-care, then we're not going to be able to give to anyone else. The next step, number 2 is stop doing what doesn't matter, saying yes to everything. So that's just another tidbit there. The average American checks their phone 150 times per day. So let that sink in, 150 times per day. And I understand, we're building our business, and, each and every one of us is growing our business. And so we sometimes, I think, make excuses to like, oh, well, we have to do our business, so we got to get on Facebook. But then just really, again, being 1% present. So something that Celeste Gwynn said that I thought was really great one time is she said she allows herself 20 minutes in the morning to sit there and scroll and like wish everybody happy birthday or whatever it is. She allows herself 20 minutes to scroll. And after that, she's done. And she just is intentionally, whether she's sitting down to answer messages or she's sitting down to, do something on her team page or whatever, but she doesn't allow herself just to keep scrolling, because sometimes we can go to Facebook because, oh, I'm going to message Stephanie. And then I got caught on the home page. I just scroll, and so let's not be that statistic. I can't say that word, but don't be that 150 times per day. We're going to know everything about everyone else and miss out on our own life. So we're going to know everything about Amy Paul and Celeste Gwynn and the McCalls, and we're going to be liking all their posts and seeing everything that they're doing and keeping up with their lives, but we're going to miss out on our own lives. So it's just a good reminder to be present again. And then the average American spends 5 hours watching TV per day, which is pretty scary. So again, be willing to create margin in your life and cutting out those things. So maybe that's cutting out your Netflix. Maybe that's cutting out those TV shows to then be able to use that time to grow your business. So that we're able to do more of what you love and less of what you don't. Protect what matters. No is a complete sentence. You don't just have the right to say no, you have the responsibility to say no. So don't just be a yes person. Take it from someone that is. and that is changing, that is, changing, turning and changing. If you don't protect what matters to you, no one else will. And no one else will respect that either. And so really just drawing that line. And so it's about being able to say yes to other things later. So, being able to say no to some things, so then you can say yes to other things that are more important. And so again, I would suggest you download the 25 Ways to Say No by Christy Wright. I'll put that in the comments. And just whatever you're doing, be 100% present. And I think that was the biggest thing that stood out to me when she spoke, is just being 100% present in whatever we're doing. And not, because sometimes we think, oh, we can multitask and we can do this and we can do that and we can do that. And we pride ourselves on that. But then really, is that really effective? So anyway, I challenge you all. And you know what? Hawaii was amazing. The girls, everybody summed it up so well. But you know what? The biggest thing that we missed while we were there is you guys. We missed each and every one of you. And that is what was like, we look around and be like, where are they? Oh, wait. So that is my final thought. And I'll turn it back over to Stephanie.
Well, thank you so much, Carl and Liz. Thank you, everybody, for being on here. I want to just kind of recap everything. Amy, she was just like, you guys have to be there. You can be here. This next 3 years is going to be huge. But you have to do the work. You have to do the work. It takes time and effort to get there. You can't stop and go and stop and go. You have to be consistent. Like Liz was saying, find the time, even if it's 20 minutes. Be all in, be intentional with that time, 100% there for what you are going to do, and then move on. So we're not always, like she said, we pride ourselves on being able to do so many different things at one time, but then we're not very effective. And Carl, with the budgeting, they talked about this at the Jewel training. So you're like, what does that have to do with Plexus? I will tell you that there are emeralds and there are sapphires and there are diamonds that are like, I'm broke. Johnny Depp, all right? We learned this at the Emerald Extravaganza. He went bankrupt. We're talking millions and millions of dollars. And you think, oh, that wouldn't happen to me if I had that kind of money. Or, if I was an emerald, I wouldn't be broke all the time. But you know what? It doesn't start where you're making, $4,000 a month as a whole. And then all of a sudden, oh, now we have my husband's $4,000 and now we have my $8,000 as an emerald and we're making $12,000 together. It starts with, oh, I hit gold, so I got this extra check. Well, I'm going to go buy myself a mani-pedi or a spa day. Or, oh, now I like these. I want to have these every week. Or, my phone is kind of dead bad. I think I'm going to go get the brand new spanking, iPhone 8. And you're always increasing and increasing. And, well, our house is fine, but this one is beautiful. And so I want to get into this one. And you're always upgrading. And you're going to more expensive stores and shopping. And instead of just getting, a Walmart purse or Nordstrom purse or whatever, now we got to go Gucci or now we got to go Louis Vuitton. And you just keep increasing. That is how it happens. That is how you find yourself making lots of money and being broke. So think about that now, because you need to learn that as a silver, as a gold, as a ruby. So when you're at these points, you can be a good steward of what God has blessed you with. And so that is our goal for you, because we want you to be at this place and to be able to bless people with what you are given, instead of being like, man, I'm so broke, I can't even help anybody else. And I'm making, $15,000 a month. What's up with this? I need more money. And that was the thing that Christy Wright had said. If you go to someone that's making $10,000 a month, they're like, who's rich? That person over there is making $20,000. And then they went to people that were making, $5 million a year. $5 million a year. And they said, no, we're not rich. Someone that's making $10 million a year is rich. And the number was always doubled. Always, always doubled. So if you are making $500 a month now as a gold or a ruby, and you're like, if I could just make $1,000 a year or $1,000 a month, that'd be awesome. I would feel rich. But then you get to that 1,000 and you're like, this isn't enough. I need, 2,000. I need 3,000. Don't increase that's where the living below your means comes into play. Just because you have the money, be a good steward of it. Be a good steward of your time. You can never get more time. You can never get more time. You can get more money, but your time, all that you have, this last, 40 minutes that we have spent there, it is gone. So be a good steward of what you have, what you are given. Be present with your family when you're with them. Put that phone down. I, as a diamond, do not have my notifications on. When someone messages me on Facebook, I don't have notifications on. When someone posts on my Facebook or, says something, nothing dings on my phone because I don't want to be always ding. Oh, let me check it. Oh, ding. Oh, okay. Hold on, Summer, just a minute. I know you're reading a book. Hold on. I don't want to be doing that because this time with her passes so quickly. So be good stewards of your time. Be good stewards of your money. Build that belief in yourself on what these products can do and what this business can do for you if you commit. If you commit to it, and you can be there with us next year, in 2 years, 3 years, if you just don't quit. So anyway, thank you so much for being on here. We, like Liz said, there were so many of you be like, oh, I can't wait till so-and-so is here. Oh, I can't wait to get home so we can start planning and make this happen together. You have this team. You have these people that are wanting to run with you, but you have to run as well. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for taking time out to be here, and we will talk to you later. We'll see ya.